Hello, everyone. It's Marty Surratt, creator of Confidence Dominance and founder of The Confident Life. Today, I want to tell you a story that happened to me when I was 8 years old. And I call this story my favorite Christmas because, well, it really was my favorite Christmas. And of course, when you're 8 years old, Christmas back then was all about the presents, if you remember. And this Christmas was special because my grandparents on my mother's side were going to be with us, and my grandfather was known for giving the best presents. And when you're young, you don't know how to appreciate what's in a package. You judge the package by how big and how beautiful it is, right? So I had a brother and a sister, and when all the packages had been delivered and we had unopened everything else on Christmas Eve, then Granddad went out into the garage and he came back in and he said, "Jay, my brother, Merry Christmas." And he was wheeling in a bright red tricycle. And Jay started jumping up and down, and he was only 4 years old, by the way. And he was jumping up and down with this tricycle, loving it. And I was loving it too because he was 4 and I was 8. And if he got a beautiful tricycle like that, what in the world was I going to get? So he goes back out in the garage and he comes back out and come back in and hands and with both hands this huge dollhouse. It was made of metal, and if you remember way back when, they used to have that one side cut out so you could put furniture and your dolls and things in it. And she loved that dollhouse. Well, I didn't necessarily care about it, but I really loved it too because if she was 6 and I was 8, my gosh, what was I going to get? And so Ann played with it a minute, and then Granddad took his time to go back out. And now I'm dating myself here, so just get ready, right? So he goes back out, and I couldn't imagine what I was about to get, how big the present was going to be, you know? And so he comes in, and he's holding a package about literally this big and about that tall. And he goes, "Merry Christmas, Marty." And I just stared looking at that and my eyes started swelling up and thinking, what injustice in the world has happened here? I couldn't believe it. What had I done? Good night. I'm looking at the tricycle and the dollhouse and that little package with silver paper and a red bow on top of it. And then I heard my dad very gently say, "Marty, take it." So I took the package from my granddad, and I couldn't do anything. And then Dad gently again told me, he said, "Marty, open it." So I took off the bow and I ripped off the paper and I opened up the box, and wouldn't you know it, there was another box inside. Isn't that the way it happens? So I ripped off that box, and inside of it, I dumped that out and opened it up. And I was looking at a wristwatch, which in today's time would be the equivalent of a smartwatch. Now, that was when I was 8 years old, and that would be the equivalent of an Apple iPhone or iWatch today. You see, at a very young age, I learned a very important lesson that Christmas morning, or that Christmas Eve, I should say, to not judge a book by its cover. So I want to ask you, what are you judging by its cover today? Or what have you been judging by its cover for a while? Maybe life hasn't been giving you what you want, and so you're judging your life by what you're not getting or what you are getting rather than what it's trying to give you. And you're just not seeing it because you're just looking at the cover. And you don't have the confidence or the fortitude to unwrap it. I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to do that today. That's what life is all about. Don't judge a book by its cover. Go ahead, open it up, and I promise you, you will find good out of whatever it is that you're supposed to open up today. Until then, I'm Marty Surratt. Go live the confident life.